So far I've created a lesson outline with LEQs, I've created a standards alignment document, and I've created a web resource document all within each unit. So this is work that I have to do for every one of the units for my particular course that I teach. There's one more step that we want to do before we start building our site, and this is done for the entire course. So once I kind of have all of my units laid out and have a good idea of what I'm teaching and when I'm teaching it, the last thing I want to do is lay out the outline for my entire course. And I'm going to do that using another template. We haven't uploaded this template as part of your initial upload. You're going to actually have to go to the template gallery to locate this file. And the way that we get to our template gallery is we go to the Create button, and we come down here to Connect More Apps, and we choose Template. And the first one that comes up is the Drive Template Gallery. You can see I've already connected mine, but you'll want to click on the blue Connect button for the Drive Template Gallery. When you do that, you'll have under your Create button a shortcut that takes you right to the Template Gallery. So when I click on it, I go to the Google Docs Template Gallery, and it will load up the Queensberry templates that we've uploaded for anyone to use. And if I scroll down the left side all the way at the bottom, there's a curriculum mapping section. And in that curriculum mapping section, you'll find a number of documents we've already talked about, the web resource, the lesson outline, and the standards alignment. But the one that we haven't discussed is the unit calendar template, and that's the one we want to use to lay out our course. So I'm going to click the gray Use This Template button, and it creates a spreadsheet that allows us to create a grid similar to what we used to have in Rubicon Atlas. So the first thing I want to do is name it, and in this case I want to name it my course because I'm laying out my entire course on this document. So this would be my ELA 9 course outline, and I want it where it says course name, I'm going to write the name of my course, and where it says unit 1, I'm going to choose each one of my courses to type next to the name or the number of the unit. Okay, and so on. Then in the boxes, I want to highlight how long I'm going to be spending on each unit. So we'll have a pretty good idea of how long we have to teach, and how, when an administrator is observing your class, they'll have a pretty good idea of what unit you'll be on at certain points in the year. So for our biography unit, we might spend 3 weeks. So I'm going to highlight the first 3 boxes and then come up to the paint bucket tool and change the color. And then starting in week 4, I move to Oedipus, and that is a 4-week unit, and I'll highlight that in blue. And then we move to Romeo and Juliet, and then we move to our Speak unit. So even though we have months up on top, it's really what's more important is how long we're spending on each unit. You'll notice that we put gray bars to denote the end of each of the 10-week quarters, but obviously you can overlap from quarter to quarter. But this will allow us to easily see at a glance how many units and how long you're spending on each unit. Now again, in my class I only have 7 units, so I'm going to highlight the rows from 10 down. So these are all highlighted, and I'm just going to right click and choose delete so that I have a real simple view of my course. And I would continue to fill out the rest of my units to get me through the end of the year. And once I've added all my units, the last thing I want to do is move this document into the right folder for the course that I'm working on. So this is my ELA 9 course outline. Because I created it from the template gallery, it doesn't put it into a folder by default. So I want to click this Move to Folder icon up here on the top. I'm going to find my curriculum mapping folder, expand it, and I'm going to choose the ELA 9 folder. If I had multiple courses listed here, I'd want to find the right course for this particular outline. So with the check mark next to it, I click Move, and it puts it into the right spot.